Hello and welcome to Priori Skincare. I'm Tracy and today I'm going to show you our Wow Factor Facial using Idebenone Complex, our superceutical. And this is the exciting way that we can show you how to use advanced superceutical molecules that give instant skin transformation but in a spa holistic environment. So now we've got the best of both worlds. We're going to show you the spa facial called the Wow Factor Facial. So the most important thing when we're starting the treatment is oil preparation. In my hot towel cabinet I've prepared 3 pairs of warm mittens. I've actually even decanted my moisturising facial cream and my age defying body cream that are going to become my massage and mask mediums later on through the facial. We always make sure that we pre-dampen all of our cotton pads so we don't have to run any water. You are simply devoting all your time to your clients. So pre-dampened cotton pads for the treatment. I want you to have your bowl of water that you can actually emulsify just for your fingertips. And with my client, I've actually prepared a hand towel under each hand and arm with a piece of plastic over the top of that hand towel, because in a second when I get going, we're going to start with a hand and arm treatment. Okay, so when you're all prepped and ready, we're absolutely ready to start the Wow Factor Facial. So the whole idea behind the Wow Factor Facial is to really give our clients the spa experience, because a lot of the time when you use advanced molecules, you can maybe sometimes do a very quick peel procedure and the client compensates their experience for the results, but not now with the Wow Factor Facial. We are actually going to give our clients the most relaxing deluxe spa experience, and she's still going to look at the transformation of her skin at the end and almost imagine that she had been to a clinic for a facial procedure. So here we're actually putting on confident contact to the eyes with a nice lavender eye pillow and relaxing the eyes in place while I do her welcome prelude to the treatment, which is her hand and arm treatment. I already sterilised my hands, so therefore we're going to take some of our Idebenone Pro Peel Cleanser into the palm of our hand and a little bit of water just to emulsify. And we never do the hand treatments singly. Every time you do a hand treatment in a Priori facial, we do everything in tandem. So it feels nice and relaxing and even for the client. It adds to the experience. And as you can see with the Pro Peel Cleanser, all I've done is applied it about 3 times to the surface of the hand and forearm up to the elbow. And then I take my mittens that I've prepared in the warm towel cabinet. And you can see they're not too steamy. We don't want too much steamy heat, but we do want to add to the treatment experience. So you can see we're just going to remove the cleanser nicely from the skin. And remember, your Pro Peel Cleanser has got lactic acid in there, which is going to help exfoliate the skin and prepare the skin for the next part of her treatment, which is applying the age-defying body cream, which we previously warmed up slightly in the warm towel cabinet as well. And this will go onto the hands, up to the elbow, including the elbows. And just remember to come down to the ends of the cuticles, because we have again some lactic in here, as well as a beautiful matrix builder ingredient. This is ultimately anti-aging, but the thing about Idebenone that we all know and love is its antioxidant properties and the fact that it will help to even skin tone and complexion. So any sun damage, pigmentation will actually be treated with the Idebenone while we perform the facial. So we make sure we make a really nice tight mitt on the client's hands, and we want to create warmth for our client underneath within the hand treatment. So therefore we secure it in some plastic. If you've got liners where you do maybe paraffin wax treatments, you could use those, or plastic liner. And just make sure you do a really nice, secure mitten with the towel for your client, and you'll be coming back to that a little bit later. Okay, so now we revert back to the face and start the facial treatment. So whenever we come back to the eye pillow, we put on just some nice, confident contact so the customer knows we are coming back to this area, and gently open the curtains so as not to shock the client. Okay, so now I'm going to perform my first facial cleanse with the Idebenone cleanser, and we're going to take a small amount of cleanser into the palm of the hands, just sort of about 2 to 3 pumps. A little bit of water onto my hands to emulsify, and we never get water around our client's face. We want to make sure that it's comfortable, she's not actually getting water, or he, spread around the neck, running down the ears. We want a nice creamy consistency on the surface of the skin, and make sure you give the skin a good thorough cleanse. For those of you that know the PRIORI facials that we offer anyway, we always make sure we do 2 cleanses in our treatments, and this is exactly what we recommend our clients to do at home. Make sure you cleanse the skin first to get the day off the skin, and it's actually the second cleanse that cleans the skin. We use pH balance cleansers, so we do not have to have a toner. We just get clients into a really good practice of great exfoliating cleansing. Now, our Idebenone facial cleanser does have lactic acid and salicylic acid in here. So it has a great way of removing dead skin cells, but without harming or having a scratching effect on the surface. And whenever we actually do remove our cleansers in any of our facial treatments, we do not use hot towels or hot mittens on the face, because we use very active ingredients and we don't want to get too much warmth to the skin prior to the other parts of the procedure that we'll be doing. So make sure you always use nice, comfortably large, pre-dampened cotton pads as your removal technique. A client at home, you could tell to use a nice facial flannel or face towel in the evening with their facial cleanser, and that will remove all of the dirt and debris, makeup off the skin in a really gentle fashion. Now, on my model here today, Sarah, I'm going to leave her eye mascara in place, but you have the option as well of removing mascara if you are performing the client treatment yourself. We always block dry the skin at this point between the 2 cleanses that I'm going to perform. Why? Because we actually need to do a colour match of our perfecting minerals. And the perfecting minerals is the way we finish every PRIORI procedure. Perfecting minerals is our 100% natural, 100% natural perfecting minerals, is our SPF 25 and broad spectrum UVA protection for the skin. So therefore it would be a very natural way that we actually finish any facial procedure. But so that I'm not going to be disturbing my client at the end, what we recommend you do is you take 2 different colours and just pick up the PRIORI concealer brush and take a little bit of your colour onto the client's jawline towards the neck, so that you can actually tell which one it's going to be that actually blends nicely away into the skin tone. That means when I finish the procedure, I know exactly what colour Sarah will be, and I have my perfect choice ready to finish the facial treatment. So, with that done, I now know in my mind which colour I'm going to use. I perform my second cleanse. However, we're going to take a product first of all called our Soothing Complex. and just place a tiny amount onto Sarah's lips. This is a beautiful massage medium that we use within our advanced AHA facial range normally. It acts as a gorgeous barrier for the lip area, because I'm now going to carry on to do an intensive exfoliation step. And that will be to take my Idebenone facial cleanser, and without mixing any of my water to this on this stage, I'm actually going to take it in its cream consistency and apply it to the skin. And this is going to sit on the surface of Sarah's skin for a couple of minutes as my intensive exfoliation step. As I already said, we have lactic acid in here, and we also have salicylic acid. So even by leaving the product on the surface of the skin, we are actually going to have a great intensive exfoliation step that would be our alternative to a peel or a mechanical scrub. So with that in place, I'm just going to relax Sarah's eyes. And to start with, I'm going to just place some half moons over her eyes. And on the top of that, our lovely lavender eye pillow that I'm keeping warm on the top of the hot towel cabinet. Be careful not to cover the nose. Confident contact circles so the client knows exactly that I'm in control of the treatment that we're offering. So while that's in place for a few minutes, we're going to offer the opening welcome massage technique that we have from our PRIORI signature facials. And the opening welcome massage technique starts with some deep breathing for my clients. So I'm going to ask Sarah to take a deep breath in for me. Really fill your tummy and your lungs and breathe out. As she breathes out, I'm pressing that stagnant air away from the chest. Take a deep breath in for me and breathe out. Push all that stagnant air away. And again, a final deep breath in, really raise your tummy. That's good. Okay, Sarah, you can relax your breathing. We glide from this point round to the occipital area, and we perform really nice deep circles that have a gorgeous stretch to them. About 3 of these is ideal to just really relax and stretch the neck out. My hands are either side of the spine. Just a nice, gentle relaxation movement. We then come to the ears, and we do lovely circular movements around the outside of the ear. Nice, confident contact with your customer, not tickling your customer. And we know that the ears are full of all the reflexology points of the body. So therefore we can actually have a whole body experience by actually relaxing the ears. Take the back of your fingertips to the trapezius as you bring yourself clockwise around the bed and maintain the contact with your customer. Now we're going to just squeeze and knead the stress away from the body. So we squeeze over the arms, down to the backs of the hands, and that brings me nicely onto the mid-thigh area. And the wonderful thing is, this is really working our skin holistically, because we know if we are stressed and we have tension, not only are we frowning, but we're also producing even more free radicals. So in order to work on the aging process from the inside out, not only do we want our wonderful, clinically proven antioxidants on the skin, but we also want to manage the stress of the client as well, in order for her to actually get a really good holistic balancing treatment. So at this point, I'm not going to break contact. I place my hands under the backs of her ankles and do 3 really slow and smooth stretches. I'm being really careful not to lift the legs at all. I'm stretching at the same level as my treatment bed so that we do not do any damage to the spinal area. We're just getting a really lovely stretch on the legs. Okay, keep contact with one of your hands at each time so that we don't break any of that contact. And as we walk around the treatment bed, I'm going to actually put my back to you now. I apologise, because we actually want to go clockwise around our treatment bed to work ourselves back up to the body into the same position for my facial procedure. So I'm just following, squeezing up the legs, up the hands and arms, round up to the shoulders, and bring my contact back into the position that I started with, which is asking again Sarah to focus on her breathing. Take a deep breath in for me and breathe out. Pressing down as she breathes out. Take a deep breath in for me and breathe out. And again a deep breath in. So those 3 deep breaths are finishing this part of the PRIORI signature opening massage. Therefore, I am now ready to come straight into the removal of the cleanser that's been sat on the skin for the last few minutes. Remember, always confident contact to come back to your client. Don't just whip the eye pillow away. We open the curtains nice and gently because it's going to be bright in the treatment room, and remove the protective eye pads. And then I'm just going to take 2 of my prepared cotton pads and remove the cleanser that's been sat there doing my exfoliation step. And that's something you can even do if you do use your Idebenone facial cleanser at home. You can do your own mini beauty flash treatment in your own bathroom. So simply leave your cleanser on the skin for 1 to 2 minutes, maybe once to twice a week, and you actually get a great instant beauty flash treatment, almost like a mini peel in your own bathroom. And that's great for actually maintaining the results you achieve with the salon and spa peels that we offer with the Idebenone facial routine. When I'm happy that's all removed, I'm going to again blot dry Sarah's skin. And we're going to go back to what we all learned at college, which was correct facial analysis. So for those of you that do have your magnifying lamps, it's at this stage that we take a really good look at our client's skin so that we can fully recommend the correct home care for them to be using to maintain their results at home. So I'm just going to wheel my equipment over here. And just before I pop the lamp onto Sarah, I'm going to just cover over the eyes. But remember, we always say to use half moons whenever we cover the eyes, purely because nobody wants the top of their cheeks always covered in a facial treatment, because we really need to look at this even if we're doing a peel treatment. So we always use half moons so that the actual half moon follows the shape of the eyebrow, and that's a really good way to remember it. Okay, so obviously at this point I would be taking my magnifying lamp over my client's skin and carrying out a full skin analysis for her and filling in our professional skin analysis forms that we have at PRIORI and her recommended home care sheet as well, her treatment recommendation form. And it's only at this point that we can complete the actual home care procedure, because now I can really take a good look at my client's skin and her complexion and what we know can actually help and assist anything that she has as a concern on her skin with the correct PRIORI products. At that point, We also have on here an optional step. So attached to the same piece of equipment, I have my steamer. And we never advocate the use of steamers in our facial procedures because we use such active alpha hydroxy acids, beta hydroxy acids or enzymes in the 3 facial procedures that we normally work with. However, this is the alternative facial where we're not doing a peel today within the Idebenone Wow Factor facial. So if you're a salon or a spa that prefers to have a little bit of steam and the client's skin needs it, it's at this point that you would use your steamer for a maximum of 2 minutes. You do not want any really reddened skin complexion because even the next couple of stages are going to be active steps. So if you perform your steam, 2 minutes maximum, you could then extract if the skin is needing it. And we say that with extreme caution. Only if there's a comedone that is ready to come out would you actually perform extraction. Okay, so those are both optional steps, your steaming and your extraction stage at this point. So we return back to the eyes, and if I had chosen that option and I had actually done extraction, all we simply do is a very quick cleanse again with our Idebenone cleanser. Because there is obviously the salicylic acid in there, it's going to kill any bacteria that might have come up onto the surface of the skin. So say we're at the same procedure point. Now we go into our massage for our client. And we've actually warmed previously within the hot towel cabinet our moisturising facial cream. This is a home care moisturiser which is rich in essential fatty acids as well as ceramides, but obviously has the unique exclusive ingredient of Idebenone complex within there. So you can use it as a 24-hour cream, morning and evening. And I'm actually going to apply it to the skin of the neck and the face, and I'm going to now show you one of our other signature massage movements, which is the full relax and firm PRIORI facial massage. So I'm just going to distribute the product evenly onto Sarah's skin for a moment first of all, and you will see that it melts onto the skin like beautiful butter. It's gorgeous cream to actually massage with. And like I say, I did actually make it a little bit warmer by placing it on the warm towel cabinet. Okay. Now the whole procedure is going to start with simply the neck and the shoulders. The neck and the face, because we actually come back to the shoulders at a different point of the treatment facial. So I'm actually going to take a little seat and perform the relax and firm massage for you. So the relax and firm massage, the most important things for you to remember is to actually make sure you always do very firm, deep, upward massage moves. We start at the side of the neck and start to really bring hand after hand slowly up the neck. The hardest thing for a lot of us is to go slow and slower than we imagine, really. And the firmness on a lot of journalists that we've done with this treatment worldwide so far, the one thing they comment on is the fact that they almost feel like they've had a manual facelift, and that's exactly the action you're after. So say we do, in your own mind, approximately around about 8 strokes per area. I'm going to move a little bit more swift through the treatment of its steps, but keeping the same speed at which I'd love you to work at. We move to the tip of the chin, and I'm draining along the jawbone out to the ears. And really what the whole principle of this treatment massage is supposed to be doing is contouring, firming and lifting the muscles back into the position that they actually should be in. Almost like a great workout for the skin. After you've done the jawline, we come to the top of the lip, and I do what we say split the lip. We come under the cheek, out to the ear, come back to center, split the lip, under the cheek, out to the ear. And for therapists that like to sit down, the easiest thing for us to do is to actually move our body to face the client. If you're just sat behind the bed, it's very hard for you to get your hands into this position. So move yourself rather than moving the client. So split that lip, come under the cheekbone, work the bands of those facial muscles out to the ear, hand after hand. The next move is what I call the apples of the cheeks. And I take my 3 fingers and come into the crevice of the nose and really massage those beautiful apples so that at the end of the treatment those cheeks really sit right up on that whole area of the zygomatic as they should be. Apple cheeks. And I want that really, really slow. I want to see whites of fingers when I'm watching girls performing this massage. And you can tell obviously it's a lot firmer than we would normally apply. However, I totally appreciate if you've got broken capillaries, thread veins or redness, you wouldn't want to apply as much pressure in this particular area. Okay, from here, this should all feel like one complete movement. We're going to swiftly just go straight into the temples. And we come hand after hand so that we're not dropping the stretch at all of what we're performing on the face. And again, it would be around about 8 moves per area. But more importantly, what I want to get across on this training video is really the speed. How slow we should be, how firm you should be, and that lovely upward stretch. We move that swiftly into the forehead area, and I'm teasing my client's head gently back to center and working myself across the whole of the forehead, but without trying to drop that stretch and the strength of the tone and the firmness that we're using. Working myself over to the other side. We actually do have a beautiful scalp massage coming up, so I'm not too worried about my headband moving backwards off the hairline. Now we're coming down to the tip of this shoulder, up the neck, and we're performing the whole thing again on the opposite side of the face. So we take from the tip of the shoulder, maintain that beautiful stretch, hand after hand, up the neck, onto the temples. Really getting a beautiful stretch. And like I say, you would do each move approximately around about 8 times in your mind to really know that you've got a really nice, firm, slow stretch. Then you can see I slightly change my position to the other side of my client and actually take the jaw into the movements again. So I split my index and middle fingers around the jawbone, draw right out to the ears, and really get a nice, taut, firm, even massage with great lymphatic drainage around this area. Bearing in mind the key products that we want to really emphasize at the end are more anti-aging, sort of maybe smooth lines. We have even tones. We even have beautiful tightening products within another one of our lines called tightening serum. All of these things are great link cells to our relaxing firm massage. From here, I'm going to split the lip again, remember? So split the lip with the 2 index and ring fingers, come under the cheekbone, not across, out to the ear, and hand after hand perform that same movement. Nice and slow, looking for nice white pressure at the fingertips so that you know you're really getting a good massage that is firmer than we would normally place. Out to the ears. Then remember we're going to apples, so I take my 3 fingertips, come to the corner of the nose, and come nicely across those apples of the cheeks. Nice and slow. Really visualize those cheeks popping right back up onto the cheekbone where they should be. Hand after hand, so you're constantly keeping a nice stretch. Back takes me nicely onto the temple move. And hopefully you've been able to realise that this all looks like one continual, flowing but slow, firm move. There should be no breaks, it should be a consistent massage move, and I really want to see it so slow that it would be hard for the client to think of anything else but how long she gets to sleep for. We come up those temples, onto the forehead, and now I'm keeping that nice taut stretch, and it feels wonderful if you are the client, because none of us can really get this sort of stretch on our own skin, and obviously all of our facial muscles, just like the rest of the body, are working against gravity. So it feels really good to keep that nice taut stretch across this whole area. And as you can see, I'm just gently teasing my client's face back to center to allow me to continue to the rest of our massage moves. So that is my whole opening sequence of the Relax and Firm facial massage from PRIORI. And then we come into pressure points. The first ones come either side of the nose, but not falling too much into the sides of the nose. You want to actually go to either a tiny little bit away from the nostrils. And I'm going to apply 3 pressure circles. I'm going to release the pressure, but don't break contact, and put the pressure back down. That's our pressure points. Both of my fingers are actually going in the same clockwise direction. A lot of the time when we do pressure points, we almost want to do alternate fingers. That's a lot of the time how we learn. However, obviously the body clock does go in a clockwise motion, so we want both to go at the same speed or same direction. If we then glide out to the corners, and we really want to get like into the apple of the cheek, and I always think of the stress that you hold in the back of the teeth, and get right into the arch of that bone there, and get to the top of the teeth almost. Now both of my fingers again are going in the same clockwise direction. I release but don't break contact, put the pressure back down, circle, release but don't break contact, pressure back down. All of the pressure points I'm moving a little bit swifter through. We do about 6 per area. The next one would be into the corner socket of your eye bone. And if you're feeling on your own area of the eye socket, you will feel a nice little ridge. That's what you're aiming for at the eyes. So at this point, exactly the same again. 3 deep pressure points, but be careful. It can be a little bit tender on some people that have sensitive eyes or sinus problems. So just watch your pressure at this point. And please always use your ring or middle finger, because our index finger actually, you feel your own heartbeat, your own pulse. We don't want that. We want to actually help the client balance. Okay, when we've done our 3 pressure point areas, we move into our nice, relaxing, but firming facial moves. And at this point, it's my pumping and sliding along the eyebrow. But I hope that you can see that I'm not just doing a nice little swift, gentle move. I'm really wanting to massage the whole of this frontal area. That corrugator frown does a lot of frowning for all of us. And I want you to think of visualizing the client's frontal area almost like their shoulders, like their trapezius, like you're really working the blood flow. And the easiest way to do that is lift your elbows up and down. That will make your thumbs come forward and actually get moving the whole of that frontal area. It's a big muscle. And if you do what I call the chicken wings, because normally clients can't see what you're doing behind the treatment bed, so they don't mind if your elbows are going up and down. Really get those thumbs forward and manipulate the blood flow. Do this 6 times, and on your 6th time, stay at the outside of the eyebrow and place your index and middle finger quite firm onto the client's skin and do a nice drainage into the hairline. Hopefully you can almost see how white my fingers have gone. My pressure is consistent, it doesn't let off. When I get into the hairline, I come off one at a time, so I'm not breaking all of that tautness and the pull that we do. So take that lovely stretch from the corner of the eyes into the hairline. And this is really going to help to lift yet relax that whole area around the upper eye area. We would do this 6 times, so I'm just going to make it that this would be my 6th movement, and get ready for the next move, which is knuckling, but not in the traditional way that we might have done it before. What I want to do is knuckle so slowly that I am totally in control of what my client's mind is thinking. The faster my hands are, if I do it as an example, can you imagine that she's thinking faster? If I slow that right down, and also move your hands with your knuckles, so you make it more of a massage. I want you to go from one temple right across the middle to the other side and back again. A lot of the time as well with knuckling, we tend to knuckle to center, back to temples, but then you miss a whole midsection of the forehead, which is a key area. That's why people are having injectables, but there's no need. If you exercise the muscle, you can actually get that great blood flow, keep the muscles really nice and taut, almost like a skin fitness gym workout for your face. So we go over to the other side and back to center, and I'm really getting a lot of blood flow to the whole of this big frontal area of our client. Slowing that right down, we do our mini little, what I call my Botox knuckling. I want to really focus on the center point of that corrugator muscle, where we all frown. But doing that so slow is really relaxing for your client. When you focus there for a few seconds, place both of your index fingers the midpoint of your eyebrow, and you can see the pressure change into my fingertips. I've transferred all of my pressure into the index fingers, and I move so slowly up into the hairline. We do this just 3 times. It's quite a deep, intensive pressure, and you want it to be consistent. Don't alter the pressure each time. Now this is 2 of my 3, but I'm going to get ready for the next move. You would normally do 3 of those. And my next move includes my fingers almost cupping over the eyes, and I rest only gently my thumbs. My thumbs do not want to be putting any of the pressure in place. It's my fingertips that are underneath the eye socket, doing a nice drainage out to the ears, towards the temples, sorry. And we do this 3 times. And when I'm on my 3rd sweep under the eyes, across the cheeks, I'm preparing for my next move, which is I watch my client's breath rise and fall, and watch for her to breathe out and turn her head all in one sequence to one side. Then it's easier for me to move myself again to one of the final moves, which is both hands coming to the tip of the chin. Your hands go very slowly and firm pressure out to the jaw, to the ear point. And then your hands break friends. Your lower hand will actually come down the neck and push that shoulder away while my top hand goes to the forehead. Scoop ever so gently around the back because we don't yet have product here because we're doing the shoulder massage next. Bring your top hand to the tip of the chin, your bottom hand to the tip of the chin, and repeat the whole move again. So your friends together out to the ear, and when you get to the ear you break friends. Push that shoulder away, hand at the forehead is your top hand, and you actually bring the head this time to center, watching her breathing, and as she breathes out, turning the head the other side. So we just do 2 per side. So again, it's easier if I move my body in line with my client's jaw, take my fingertips to the tip of the chin, do a beautiful stretch out to the ear, then break friends. Top hand comes to the forehead, bottom hand pushes the shoulder away, we get that lovely stretch, gentle pressure at the back. My top hand comes to the tip of the chin again, ready. Meet the hands together at the jaw and do the whole thing a second time. So beautiful, deep stretch to the ear, break friends, push away. And because that was my second one, I want to be making my next move the one that brings my client's head to center. To complete the relax and firm massage, we go to the ears. So we're now this time going to do more the stimulatory pressure points. So we started the welcome massage with the relaxing reflex points, which were circles. At this point of the relax and firm massage, we actually are stretching my client's ears outward 4 times. Then we stretch downward 4 times. And the actual stretching is more stimulatory. It's good for focus as well. So if ever you're stuck in a traffic jam and you have to stay awake, it's a good thing to actually stretch your ears 4 times out, 4 times down, and 4 times up. And that brings us to the end of the Relax and Firm PRIORI signature massage. At this point, we're then ready to go straight into her face mask stage. And during the face mask, we will be doing the scalp massage as well as the shoulder massage. So you can make sure you've got no headband in place. And I take the remainder of my moisturising facial cream that we warmed up earlier in the hot towel cabinet, and I customise the mask for my client. We have 2 products. We have even tones for more pigmentation, deeper, heavier textured skin, and we have smooth lines for hydration and really sort of helping to plump out fine lines and wrinkles. Obviously I have a client that's relatively youthful, have a tiny bit of skin pigmentation, so we take a ratio of 4 pumps of my corrector in the 6 pumps of moisturising facial cream that I've already pre-warmed, and I'm going to take those 2 together and beautifully massage the customised face mask together, so it's like applying a beautiful warm butter face mask to the skin. Remember, she's just had a snoozy facial massage, so we don't want to be using mask brushes or anything. I want it to be a continuation of the massage experience she just had. So gently yet confidently apply the face mask to every area of the face and the neck. Not forgetting the central point of the face. And just make sure you've got a nice even distribution of the mask treatment. And at that point, we obviously take care of the eyes before we go into the rest of the massage. So yet again, always our half moons with the oval shape in the same shape as the eyebrow. Then my relaxing lavender eye pillow. Just cover that in a tissue. Place it gently, yet confidently. Remember, I always say confident contact onto the client's eyes. 3 nice circles, then she knows that's staying in place. Okay. We then take the warmed, age-defying body cream of Idebenone that you can use daily. I say to people, leave it by the sink with your toothbrush. You'll remember to put it on your décolleté, your hands and arms every evening as your ultimate anti-aging body treatment. It's going to really rebuild, refirm, retexturize, have an anti-aging effect on all those other areas of the body that really gets neglected in the sun. Okay, we actually ask you to perform your own relaxing shoulder massage. The only thing I do ask our therapists to do is go right down to the elbows at this point, because remember, we've done the age-defying body cream up to the elbows with the hand treatment. So if we do the massage down, we have an Idebenone hug for our clients. So I would ask you to perform the massage across especially more areas that get really sort of damaged, more the décolleté as well, so not forgetting all of this area on your client. It will really help sun damage, really refirm and retexturize that area of skin that gets so neglected sometimes when we're doing all of our facial work. Now obviously, the whole of the Wow Factor facial is written for a 60-minute procedure, but depending on your salon or spa, if you wanted to have this as a longer treatment procedure, you could offer more of a neck and shoulder massage at this point. But I'm going to move into one of our next stages. So apart from obviously doing everything that the client loves, which are all the shoulders, all the kneading, all the knuckling, the nice neck stretches, all of these moves I would be doing a lot more of and a lot more relaxation, but it's hard for you to be watching a massage, so hopefully you're still with me and we're going to continue to the next step, which is actually preparing the hands for the peeling treatment. So I don't want to just go to the hands. What I tend to do is I take myself around each side first. So I actually do a nice, consistent walk around my client so she knows where I am. The whole of the 60 minutes, my client should have my time and devotion. I've not gone to a sink, I've not stopped. They're paying for my time and they want the results. That's exactly what we give them. Unravel the hands. Take off your plastic liner that you have around the hand and arm and just nicely and consistently finish the move so that they're gently coming out of the plastic but still in a nice relaxing way. Keep the towel in place because we are going to be performing a hand peel in just 1 second. Take that away. I haven't yet broken any contact on Sarah either. I'm walking myself round to the other hand and arm. So I keep a lovely consistent massage. We push down and walk round to the other side. Now, you don't have to be performing a peel. You could actually do what is known as our hand and arm yoga massage and perform a full hand and arm yoga massage, which includes the stretching of the arms way above their head as well. But I want to do our intensive peel procedure for you now, just to show how easy it is to incorporate the facial peels into a hand and arm treatment. So keeping that consistent stretch, remove the plastic, and from here we're going to then take our cleanser and clean off the surface area of the hands. So taking a little bit of our pre-peel cleanser, and I'm going to bring over already with me a pair of mitts from the hot towel cabinet so that they have a moment to reduce all their steam. We don't still want any steam on the skin because we will be doing a peel procedure. So I'm going to have those ready. And I'm going to cleanse the hands and forearms together in tandem. Remember, we like to get consistency with our clients. So tandem treatment feels a lot nicer for the customer's experience. Now we do have to remove this age-defying body cream. Obviously we've done a nice sort of 20-minute intensive treatment anyway. However, if we are going to be peeling the skin, we're not removing all the benefits, but we're prepping the skin. The peel should never go onto a skin that actually has any product in place. We want to have a nice primed, prepped area so that we degrease any area of the skin that needs to be peeled. So I've just removed the cleanser. Over for a moment. And you've got two choices with your peel at this stage. I've actually prepared my actual Idebenone pre-peel gel, Pro Peel Gel, which is our chemical peel for Idebenone. It's lactic acid with a tiny amount, 1% of salicylic acid. So therefore this really does have a great exfoliating action all over the skin, but will actually have a beautiful evening effect on pigmentation because of the Idebenone complex that's in there. It's essential that any chemical peel, be it the face or the body, is timed. We have a 3-minute maximum time for our peel, and you have two choices. You can either put on some vinyl gloves and apply the peel with your hands, or you can actually apply the peel with a disposable fan brush. So I'm just going to expose my client's hands and arms and set my timer. And I'll remember which hand and arm I actually started on, because it will be this hand and arm that gets taken off first when my timer goes off. So just apply that very briefly and quickly down the back of the hands and just the top area of the client's hand forearm. This is pretty much because this is the main area for sun damage, and it will actually help to dissolve dead skin cells on the surface, renew the skin, and give you a fantastically soft, smooth, bright skin finish. Great for sun damage, great for smokers' hands, great if you're getting ready for a wedding, men and women before their big day, because it's your hands that you show off a lot to all your guests when they're looking at your ring. Okay, this rest of the treatment time we go into the scalp massage. So your peel stays in place on the forearm, the hands, even down to the cuticles. Cuticles can have a great effect with the peeling system as well. So you can actually work on dry areas of the nails, which is what we would do in our hand and arm treatments for our manicure clients as well. Now we have a PRIORI signature scalp massage also, of which I'm doing a version of here. Obviously she has an eye pillow in place, so we have to accommodate some of the moves that we do. But we just really want to get the blood flow working either side of the scalp first of all, using the whole of the palms of my hands. There's nothing worse than a scalp massage that actually doesn't move. And then we revert the pressure to what we call our shampoo movements. So I'm actually going around the back of the head, up the cranium. If you have to move yourself, you move. So that you actually move around the client's head. The scissor movement either side of the ear feels lovely. And I shampoo the other side. Temples, around the back. I'm probably moving a little bit more swift than I would normally like to do, so to keep this really lovely and slow. Scissor either side of the ears. And then we press with our thumbs down the hairline. Follow the hairline down to the ears. You get about 6 presses in there. You slide back about an inch or so, and it's almost like 3 headbands on the client's head. So start at the hair, 1 inch further backwards down to the ears, and again you should be pretty much at the crown by the 3rd time that you get to the presses. From your pressing, we come nicely out through the hair, confidently with the client's hair, regardless of the length, go right through to the ends, and we actually come up and around the front of our client and do what I call our mama, a lovely nurturing stretch from the hairline across to the back of the head. And as if by magic, saved by the bell, we come out of the hair, and there's my 5-second warning that my 3 minutes was up. So to complete, come right out to the ends. Shake that away. Okay, so to complete the hands, yet again we don't want to have any major steam to remove, so when you do come to take the peel off the back of the hands and the forearms, make sure that you actually shake all of the steam out of your warm mittens. And remove. You can see the Idebenone peel is actually a bright yellow colour, which is great for seeing exactly what you've removed from the forearms, the back of the hands and the fingertips. Make sure you do thoroughly remove everything, however. We do not want to leave, and obviously I imagine a lot of your spas and salons are a room that's a lot darker than the one that I'm working in. So to ensure you have removed everything, take one final cleanse. Bring some cotton pads over with you so that you're ready. And do a very quick cleanse of the back of the hands, yet again in tandem, just to ensure we've left no peel in place, and to finish off any neutralisation on the skin. So the hands and the fingertips have had a true facial experience. And then just block dry the skin as you would do in a facial. And to complete the treatment on the hand and arm, because we've actually done a peel, we're going to use our intensive radical defense, which is your ultimate block for the skin, your city block if you like. Environmental protection factor of 95 plus. SPF 30, you can see when you even take it into the hand, you get equal parts of your SPF 30, UVA maximum strength. So a beautiful broad spectrum sun protection product, but with your Idebenone EPF of 95. So make sure we massage this well into the forearms, the backs of the hands and the fingertips, everywhere where we've treated with the Idebenone peel, to give ultimate city protection when our clients go outside. And even if they're saying they're only driving home, how much UV damage do we get even through a window, more intensive when we're driving our cars? So make sure you put the ultimate jacket onto your client's skin and use your radical defense to cover. And I'll just keep Sarah nice and warm there. And come back to the face where we're ready to finish the facial procedure. So, actually what I'm going to do is be mindful to just wipe over my hands as well. I want to make sure I'm not transferring any peel that I might have done from my hands to her face before I finish the facial procedure. So nice, confident contact brings me back to the eye pillow. 3 nice circles. Open the curtains gently. Oops. And remove the cotton pads gently as well. Make sure we've got no tiny bits of cotton left behind. And then what we do, because we've actually customised our face mask, is just take a wipe over any excess. Obviously, we did customise our facial products to have the moisturising facial cream with our corrector added to it, but we obviously want to finish the procedure correctly for our clients' home care routine. So we always make sure we take off any residue. Don't leave the residue in place, because it won't be the best finish at the very end, because we're now going to give them the ultimate 4-step plan for finishing your skin every day. So just make sure we've got no residue left. And before I apply my other products, I'm just going to block dry over my client's skin. And then we're perfectly ready to perform our closing sequence. And the closing sequence of any of our procedures is actually what I would be recommending for my clients' home care use, that they can quickly use on a daily basis to maintain the results that they get, and in between their visits to me at the salon, spa or clinic. So just make sure you've dried around all the areas, in the hairline, everywhere where products disappear into. Okay, so the first product I'm going to use is obviously my eye serum, and we make sure that we always use an eye product every day in our routine. We use a tiny spot. I want you to aim for about almost half a pump, and I say to the clients half the size of a pea, because generally speaking, or a grain of rice, a little goes a long way. And I want you to follow the orbital eye socket, just the bone of the eye socket. Eye products will travel to the warmest place, and the warmest place around the eyes is the eyeball. So your products will get across the eyelid. You don't have to put them there. They'll travel there evenly on their own without overloading the eyelid area. And what we do is a nice signature at the end of all PRIORI eye applications. Is you saw that I applied nice and smoothly around the eye bone, but then I go over and I do what we would call tapotement, or what we remind our clients as piano fingers. So just nice piano fingers all the way around the eye area, across that middle area, and don't forget your mini little Botox knuckle. Really work that right into the frown. Okay. I'm then going to use a little bit of my corrector, which is what we put on before we hydrate the skin. And this is going to be the even tones. So take 1 to 2 pumps of your corrector And remember, we have even tones or we have smooth lines. Even tones has some lactic acid in here, retinol palmitate, as well as our fabulous Idebenone complex. Idebenone complex has been found to really even out pigmentation in the skin, and this is so accommodating on the skin that you can even use it all the way through your summers, 365 days of the year. You do not have to be worrying about using your products through the summer months. In fact, it's going to improve the skin through summer months and maintain an even skin without pigmentation. So you can use your correctors once to twice a day, just depending on your skin type, either in the morning or at night, or both. And then I'm going to hydrate the surface of Sarah's skin with my moisturising facial cream. And remember, this is what we used to actually do our facial massage with as well. So I would be telling my client these are 24-hour creams. They're both a day and a night cream. So it's lovely to be able to massage all the way around your own skin and really get the ceramides, the essential fatty acids that are in here, really penetrating into the surface of the skin, because that's exactly what mimics our stratum corneum. So putting everything back into the skin that we actually do sort of compromise with environmental issues. So work that lovely product into the skin, and we come to our final cream step, which is your jacket, your ultimate protection, radical defense. Remember, I was saying this is your ultimate duo product. You can see you get your SPF coming out as the white color, and your EPF, which is known as environmental protection factor. You blend the two nicely together, it doesn't go on thick and gloopy, and press that into the neck, the décolleté, everywhere that we've worked, because this is going to give us our ultimate sun environmental protection factor. It's broad spectrum, so remember we've accommodated the UVA as well, and all of our sunscreens also have the recommended by the Skin Cancer Foundation logo to them as well, so we actually get great endorsement to the product for correct sun use. Okay. So, like I was saying to you at the very beginning, if you recall, we actually did already choose the shade selection of my Perfecting Mineral foundation that we're going to use on the surface of Sarah's skin as well. And every facial procedure would actually finish with our Perfecting Minerals. So I'm going to apply the foundation. First of all, we have many different techniques that we show our therapists how to try, but I'm going to do my nice actual everyday application. And what we do is we take some of our Perfecting foundation into the lid of our minerals, pick up the foundation, and you can see even within the lid, maybe from there, the nice sort of creamy finish that we get with the minerals. And you circle the foundation into the skin. Now, the reason that I'm using my kabuki brush is that it allows me to cover things like the ears, right round the crevices of the nose, in through the top lip, down the jawline. And if I'm relying on the full benefits of my Perfecting Minerals, this is my essential tool for the job. Why? Because I have a natural, all natural SPF 25 built into this product. You can see I'm even going on to Sarah's décolleté with this. You can hopefully maybe start to pick up the benefits, if I turn my client's head ever so slightly to the side, of seeing the Perfecting foundation on its own at the moment, just on one side of the skin. How it really starts to even and blend out. It is the only clinically proven mineral foundation because it's a skincare product first. It just happens to double up as your everyday foundation that you can actually wear for men, women and children. We have clinical proven studies to show that it will reduce rosacea and redness and inflammation on the skin. It helps to increase the hydration of the skin. A lot of people will say they don't like to put a mineral product on their skin because they feel it's dry. We have zero talc. It's 100% natural. It has the coffee berry antioxidant ingredient in here, which is going to take down inflammation, help keep the skin well protected from the environment. But that coffee berry ingredient also helps to even out the complexion as well. So it's perfect for reducing brown marks on the skin, and therefore this is why we call it our 100% brush on skincare mineral. You can see I've taken that all over Sarah's face, neck and décolleté, but the essential tool for this product is that little kabuki brush that has worked in all the crevices around the ears. Okay. When I've applied my foundation, I then have the option to go through the finishing stages of each product, which the ultimate finish could be things like your perfecting concealer. Perfecting concealer, you need the tiniest amount for doing what generally concealers can do. With your little specific PRIORI concealer brush, and you can see I'm just pressing and patting that around the eye area. But the fabulous thing again about the concealer is that we can go right over the eyelid down to the lashes. Imagine having a complete 100% natural eye product that can be taken down to the lashes and give you an SPF 25, maximum UVA coverage, and the amount of aging that you can actually prevent around such a delicate eye area. We've seen dramatic. I urge you to look at the website, check out your closest salon or spa, and either try them for yourself, but at least look at the clinical results. They are amazing. The skincare changes that we have seen with Perfecting Minerals are astonishing, and it was a 7-week clinical study, so imagine what it would be like if you use them every week of the year. Each day that you use Perfecting Minerals, your skin will only get better in its condition. Now there are various ways I can use the concealer. We do a Photoshop finish as well, where we actually use the whole, the concealer over the whole of the face before we actually do our foundation, and that allows us to get a porcelain look for the skin and a high definition look. Or you can use it as I've just done, or alternatively mix it with your eye serums and things like moisturizers. Eye serum will give you a dewy cream finish for the concealer. Moisturizer will give you like more of a liquid finish to your foundation. I'm then taking our skin enhancing product. It's called Sun-Kissed. It allows you to give a little bit of healthy colour to your client's skin. So at the end of a facial procedure, I tend to just take it down the nose, across the forehead and across the cheekbones, just to give a little bit of natural healthy radiance. But the beautiful thing about Sun-Kissed is, as you can imagine, you can apply this into your body lotions, you can apply it to top up around as a sunless tanner all over the body. I could actually mix this with some water and the small brush that we provide, and do some eyeshadow looks. We can mix it with some lip gloss for a lip tint. So you can really play this up or play it down. You can mix it half and half with your foundations or finishing touch as well, and you can actually make a softer sort of blusher look. But at the end of a facial, it just gives you that beautiful skin enhanced glow. And there's zero sparkle to it as well. So that's also great for both men and women as a nice, natural, healthy colour. And to finish everything off, what will become your best friend is finishing touch. Finishing touch is your invisible in colour, as much as it might look like it's got pigment in the jar. We are actually one of the most economically sort of sound products, but also one of the most economically sound products for your purse as well. You get so much product for your money, but this is such a refined product, it actually is invisible on the skin. It's no colour to it at all. Finishing touch is exactly that. It finishes the mineral treatment application, and you can see that I'm just applying this down my client's skin. It will completely make the pores invisible and keeps the skin so immaculate that the minerals stay rock solid in place all day that you wear them. Now, if you have particularly oily skin, shiny skin, or you have a very long day ahead of you and you want to ensure that you're not going to get any shine through the day, you can actually apply finishing touch to the skin as soon as you've put your cream SPF on, and then you would actually put the foundation over the top of this finishing touch, and it would act like a mattifier and a primer for foundation. So take it across the eyes, and that is your finishing touch. So that is your Idebenone Wow Factor Facial from PRIORI. Thank you very much for watching. Let's take a side look for my client's head, and hopefully you can see the fantastic, beyond wow finish to my client's skin.